All right, good morning, guys. How is everybody doing on this June 1st? Nice, beautiful morning. First thing I'm going to do is take a look at this asset right here for somebody just asked on the YouTube channel. It's XDC versus the US dollar. I'm not familiar with what this asset is or what it does. You can see that it found support right here at this bearish candle. This was the last bearish close in this uptrend. You have found support there. You've gotten two bounces off of that, and you are now currently working on resistance at 0.05733. All right, if you do get a daily closure above this, you will have taken out this resistance level here. If you do get that as well, what you could look for is a pullback down to 0.053390, this level down here. All right, as long as this level maintains holding, you can look for higher prices. This will be your next resistance at 0.634000. All right, so this will probably more than likely be your weekly range. As with most crypto assets had a massive fall, you will more than likely see a lot of consolidation and whipsaw action down here on these lows until it either A, takes out and makes a new swing high, or B, takes out support and heads lower. We don't know what's going to happen, but those are going to be your four levels to watch this week. Yesterday we had a big move in the British pound. Yesterday around 11 a.m. I was just watching a movie, and then boom, out of nowhere, this thing just took off. All right, we came up here and took out this target right there. All right, that was the target we were looking for. It got hit, and so far you have been pulling back. So far you're trading beneath daily support at 41895. Now this big range bullish candle right here, since you took out the high of that candle, as long as you're not closing beneath the midpoint of this candle, that can be still considered as a pullback, looking for bullish opportunities. All right, if you trade all the way down and take out the low of this candle, then you're gonna have to wait to see if you maybe get a support test of 1.40 right down here. This is that quarterly, monthly, weekly level. I kind of do not want to see it get tested again, as it was tested here. So if we trade all the way back down there before the quarter close, which this month is the last month of this second quarter. All right, so as long as we're trading above that before the quarter open, it may be fine, and it may be looking for more bullishness going to the upside. If you look on a major long-term trend, on a major long-term chart or quarterly chart, you can see this 3-month trend has been straight down, right? It's never traded above this level. So let's get all those off, put this on one more time, right here and there. On log, you are just now trading above it. You tried to trade above it last quarter, but you failed. This month or this quarter, you're trying to get a closure above it. All right, so we will watch this. If this trend line holds for the next 3 to 5 months, so to speak, you might see a big move in the pound to the upside, because it has been hindered by this for a very long time. And also, if we get a rejection here and we take out this quarterly low, then you can look for another leg to the downside, as this has been trending straight up basically all year. So it is due for a pullback. We will see what happens, but that's the levels that I'm watching on the pound. I wanted it to pull back yesterday before it took out this level here, that wick, as if it would have. Before I went to bed, it was trading right at it, but I was hoping it would go down, so that way we could look for bullish entries aiming at that level. But unfortunately, during the Asian session, we pierced it. We took it out. And generally, when you see that during the Asian session, it's not what I want to see. All right, I've been trading Forex for a long time. So basically, I posted in the Discord to never mind. do not be looking for this. Do not be looking for bullish entries on this now, because chances are at the London Open, you will get a big pullback, because this got taken out in the Asian session. The Asian session is the first session of the day. The London session is the second session of the day. So generally, the first move is usually a pull, like a misdirection, so to speak. So if you're trading up during the Asian, it doesn't always work like that, guys. So please don't like hammer me and say, oh, it doesn't always. I know it doesn't always. Nothing always works in trading, but generally speaking, for the most part, I do not look for entries during the Asian Open. I'm just basically seeing which way the Asian Open's going, as generally you get a reversal or turnaround during London. So I know I'm dropping a lot of frames. If it is spinning up, I apologize about that. I was sitting at 32 megabytes per second download speeds right before I went live, so I can't imagine that's not fast enough for the stream. So basically that's pound. We're just gonna have to wait. I am still long versus the British pound from down here before we had the NFP move higher. So I'm still long on one account, but I was looking for another entry on my other account, as I was still bullish up until this point. At this point, I have no idea what's going to happen, and I'm not looking for bullish entries, as this was a massive area that it was aiming at, and you could tell that it was aiming at it because every time you traded lower, you just got picked right back up. If it was looking for bearish targets, say this target down here, then you would have been making lower lows and lower highs. But you weren't. You were making higher highs and higher lows with a little bit of whipsawed action up here. Get everybody short right here. Make it look and appear as if though you are failing, right? And then trade right back up into it, smoke all the stops, and then move lower possibly. So we will be watching this trend line moving forward. We can get a pullback down to there, and also that quarterly, monthly, weekly level. Let me put it back on the charts. It is here. That's not the right one. It's this one right here. It is this level right here. All right. So as long as we're trading above that, we are still possibly looking for bullish entries, looking for higher prices on the pound. If you get back below that, then something else is going on, in my opinion. All right, on Euro USD, you're still seeing a bit of strength today. So that's another reason why I'm not convinced on this pound sell-off, right? It is a pretty big candle, straight to the upside, back to the downside. It looks like we will be attempting to take out this low, yesterday's low of day. If that happens, that's okay, as we have a Heath level right under us. But like I said, the Euro's still trending up, so I'm not completely convinced on that pound move unless the Euro starts to fall off. All right, the Euro starts to fall off too, then that would be indicative of bullishness on the dollar, and that could be the reason the pound's fallen. Or some news-driven item might have came out, and that's why you're seeing a little bit of selling on the pound today. But we still have a bullish target on the Euro. I don't really like these kind of targets because this was the target. I like the longer-term targets, right? The ones that are clean, untested, still live. This target was taken out not once but twice. So this could just be a pullback move looking to roll over, or you could be looking for higher prices. We're not quite sure, or I'm not quite sure yet. So I'm going to give this a little bit of time to play around, see what it wants to do. It is having a bit of trouble right there, and the reason is because of this bullish 4-hour candle. That is your Heath level or your supply zone. So the trading up into it is okay. However, it did have a little bit of momentum, but when I'm looking for an area like this to get broken, I generally want to see price close pretty close to the level. When you get a massive test of it like this, and then you close really low, that's not what I want to see. So this thing could be getting ready to head lower. I wouldn't suggest taking a short here either. The reason being is because you came down here, tested a Heath level right there, and then made a bullish momentous move off of the level, came in for consolidation, and then went higher. So your current momentum is to the upside. On the 4-hour, on the daily, you're still structured bullish. You are putting in bearish divergence on the daily, but like I said, guys, I don't care too much about that bearish divergence. To be honest with you, this bearish move right here, this swing high and then this push lower, could have been this bearish divergence playing out. So in my opinion, the divergence Not so important. The most important part about the RSI is where is it in regards to the 50 level? Is it above it or below it? That's it. We are above it, so we are still in bullish control. All right? Bulls are still in control of this asset. All the major moving averages are situated nice and underpriced. So essentially, this was just a daily test of the 21. Algos will buy those. There's another one. I don't suggest you do that. Pay attention to the levels, as the price levels are way more valid entries than these moving averages. I just like to see where the momentum is. Looking fantastic, looking good. But I'm gonna stay off of it. I'm gonna give it a chance to either break out or pull back. I don't want to see this low taken out. If we take this low out, I will have to assume that the next target will be 1.20514, as you will essentially have made a new low. All right, and that's that. Pound dollar pulling, or pound yen, nice big breakout a few days ago, pullback. This is consolidation, even though it's a daily. You see how small these daily candle ranges are. Now, yesterday's is obvious because it was Memorial Day. Not a lot of liquidity in the markets on US holidays, so that's why that one was a pretty small range. This may be taking out the low, all right, but you're still okay, as you're still making higher highs and higher lows. It's only once you take out these lows, then you have to start maybe looking for reversal plays, all right? But as of right now, you're still golden. We will be watching the 154 spot 510 level to see if that level holds the support, as this was a massive bullish push. If you take this entire bullish candle out to the downside, this will be a bull trap, all right? That will be a bull trap if you take it out to the downside. As long as you're closing dailies above 154, 510, you're still bullish and you're still cruising, all right? NZD yen, same thing. This came off of that yen weakness. The yen's been weak for a very long time. We did catch the majority of this move to the downside, and it's been basically toying around with everybody since. Had a big pullback, came right into that weekly level that we were watching, and then immediately sold off. And so far, you're making lower highs and lower lows. So, I mean, there's no reason to look for any yen strength just yet, right? Not just yet. Still trending to the downside. So as long as that's happening, any asset paired against the yen is going to be looking good, right? And that's pretty much it. Back to the NZD yen, it's doing the same thing. It appears that we did get some NZD strength, as the Aussie was stronger than the yen, but not anymore. So if you look at Aussie yen versus NZD yen, you can see that New Zealand clearly has the upper hand. When paired against the yen, it is making bigger moves. So NZD, Aussie, New Zealand, and NZD is making a move to the downside. I missed this trade. I was looking for it. As you can see, I had my line situated when we traded up into here, and then we started taking out these lows. I was expecting this line to break. I just never could get an entry. All right, I was watching it, but on this push higher, looking for my entry, I never did get it. I didn't like what I was looking at, so the move went without us. All right, you did take out several areas of support and or a lot of stops, so some consolidation here is going to be a-okay. This was a big move on Forex. You generally have a little bit of consolidation after. You can actually trade all the way back up to 107,227. As long as that holds us resistance, you can look for short side setups on this asset, as New Zealand, as of the moment, is stronger than the Aussie. All right, now let's go to everybody's favorite asset. Where is it? There it is. Excuse me. Woke up this morning a little bit congested. So Bitcoin's not doing anything. It's going sideways. We've been expecting sideways movement. Here was your last lowest close. We took that out over the weekend. All right, you did get a lower close, so technically this is now your new support. All right, you did hold and you got 2 days of bullish price action. You are going to be trading into resistance right above you at 38,361. Your new support is 34,627. This bearish candle. This bullish candle's opening price will remain as a supply zone. I am not looking for sells down here. All right, I would not be looking for shorts down here. Your RSI is going up, price is not. All right, so I mean, you can call it hidden bullish divergence if you want. So that's not what you want to look for when you're taking shorts. You want to see clear, obvious momentum to the downside. This was clear, obvious momentum to the downside. This is choppy price action. This daily range, this candle is so massive. I am looking for this to fill out, guys. All right, this has to fill out. This range, in my opinion, will fill out before it makes its next move, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. So I believe it will. I mean, there's so much stuff sitting right above here. It's just, it seems normal to me for it to go up there. Take out that range before it heads higher or lower. So you are filling out the bottom of the range, but the one thing I don't like is the fact that you're making straight lower highs. All right, you're not making any lower lows either, so you are wedging up. This is what some folks like to call a bear flag. All right, I'm not a pattern trader, but there you go. Here it be. You don't want to see this thing break. All right, to the downside. If this thing gets a daily closure to the downside of this, you're going to see further selling. All right. Everybody's holding their breath on Bitcoin right now, and I can understand why, but until you get a breakout to the upside and start showing signs of repair, this is sideways to down. Sideways to down. I'm not calling the end of Bitcoin. I'm not saying this is a bear market. I am simply showing you what price is doing and telling you what to look out for. A breakout above 39,401 would be great, would be fantastic. A breakdown below 34,627 would be terrible. All right, because you're probably going to see more selling. They will be aiming at this wick low. That will be the bearish target. All right, let's go look at ETH. So yeah, ETH's doing the same thing, only you can see that it's put in, once it took out, it made this low, you've already taken that low out. You got some nice bullish price action up off of it, took out your daily resistance, which was over here on this daily close. All right, so now this becomes your resistance, and you were looking for the Heath level at 22.96 to hold. You did get a daily close below it, but immediately you got to close right back above it. Here was your retest. There's your bullish impulse off of this price. All right, there you go. Next thing for ETH needs to be a daily closure above 2889, and then you will have the beginnings of a new trend, as you will have put in higher lows and higher highs. But that higher high has to be made first. You cannot expect it to happen. You have to wait for it to happen, because it can absolutely fall off from here. There is a supply zone right there, and you can see how this daily candle closed absolutely flawlessly on that level. Now, to me, that shows more signs of bullishness than bearishness, because if this was going to be a short setup, you would want to see a tap of that level and then a weak close somewhere down here around 2,500 bucks. You didn't get that. You closed right on the level. You traded up above that price point a little bit, and now you're making it push lower. This is a pullback. This is okay. All right. We will be fine on Ethereum unless we take out this low. You get a red push all the way down and you take out this low, then you're heading for lower prices, right? Support is all the way down at 2,101 bucks, right there. Boom. All right. So this still looks constructive. This still looks constructive. I'm not recommending you buy right here, all right, for a bullish entry, unless you're just scalping it out, looking for a push back up into resistance. That would be the only play I would be looking for on Ethereum. You are testing this resistance level here on the 4 hour. That's not the resistance I want to see tested, but that resistance can hold. All right, let's see what we got on an 8 hour. I would much rather see a pullback down to here, right there, and a bullish entry from there would be fantastic, because that would give you a better risk to reward aiming at this resistance here, right? The lower you go in the range, the better off your risk to reward will be. So when you're looking for setups, you want to see what is the risk to reward look like. And don't be crazy and being like, well, if I buy here, it can go all the way up to 4K. No. You got to find your nearest resistance, nearest support, and you taking entries based upon those levels from support to resistance. If you're bullish, if you're looking for short setups, you want to take your short setup at resistance, aiming at support, the very next one, and that would be your profit target. All right, that's ETH. Still short Doge. Excuse me. I'm still short Doge. This thing did find support down here, so it is pushing up. However, there is right there a nice ETH level, right? So there's overhead supply right there, 34 cents. We'll see what happens. I like the fact that that 8 hour candle took out the low of this bullish push, but if you go to a daily and look, that's what you want to see right there. Push up to the daily. That was the 8 hour ETH level, was right below that. Daily right there. And then you got a beautiful test of the daily. So this is what I was talking about on ETH, right? If this thing closes here or lower today, I will be fantastically situated, beautiful on the short, as I am short from 50 cents. So this looks good for me because that was a level I wanted to see a rejection. And if you're trading up as a bullish day into the level and then close red, that is a rejection, right? But ETH, remember, ETH closed up at it, so that's more indicative of bullishness. So that's Doge, and then I did take a small scalp on Matic yesterday, but it was a tiny one. All right, I wasn't looking for any massive bullishness. Basically, I got long right here, and then I took 2/3 of the position off on that bullish impulse candle. So it was like a small 5% trade. I took 2/3 of the position off, then I moved my stop up to better than break even, and the next couple hours it came down and stopped me out. So when we put in this move up here, this is a daily and an 8 hour level. So here's your 8 hour level. Oh no, sorry, they're both 8 hours. Yeah, they're just both 8 hour levels. I thought one of them was a daily, so that's my bad. But anyways, you got two 8 hour resistance levels right above price. That's what Matic is struggling with. All right, it's that one spot 92 and one spot 94. Those two prices. Matic is having trouble getting above that. When you see a bullish push up into your resistance and then a massive rejection wick like this, and then a bearish candle comes in and takes out the low of your bullish candle, that's not good, guys. I'm looking for the support to break. All right, looking for the support to break. Since this ETH level has got such a massive range, we would not call that a ETH level, right? We would go into a smaller time frame chart and find this one down here. So this, let's use one of these 8 hour levels. This is your last 4 hour support, as that was the last time you were able to close that low. So that will be your first area of support. Anybody that got short right here will only be targeting right there, and then they will exit their shorts. This is why you get choppy sideways price action, because it's in price discovery. All right, you get a breakout down below that, then you're coming all the way down to one spot 64. All right, so Matic not looking so great. It should have gotten out of here by now, in my opinion, but it's going to follow the overall market. If Bitcoin still has trouble and keeps making lower highs and lower lows, most of these crypto assets are going to do the same. And Matic is more attractive to the bigger investor as a short than any other crypto asset. Why, Heath? Why is Matic more of a enticing short than any other crypto asset? Because Matic hasn't fallen that much. It did first, but then it retraced all the way to within 13% of the highs. Even now, you're only trading at 33% off. So if you're an investment fund and you're in control of billions of dollars, would you rather short Bitcoin at 54% off the highs or Matic at 33% off the highs? As with Matic, there's still 20% down that it could go just to be level with Bitcoin. So just keep that in mind if you're bullish on Matic. All right, I have no idea what this thing will do. It can go higher, it can go lower. I am not a prophet. I do not know. But price action is indicating that it looks like it's having trouble getting above 194. So until you see that, be prepared to look for lower prices. All right, let me look at some of these comments or questions. Good morning, good morning. Yeah, the stream is probably in terrible shape. Good morning, good morning. Boom, 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 Jordan in the room. I'm not sure if Jordan's here or not this early in the morning. Oh wait, wrong channel. I got a long-term trade on pound USD and euro yen. Let's go look at euro yen. I don't have it over there, so let me just go get it. Well, you're in great shape. That thing is making absolutely beautiful move. Now, this is the thing on euro yen. It's been running up, almost straight up. It has had daily pullbacks, which is great, nice and beautiful, but it's getting a bit stretched out, right? If you look at this entire move from this swing low down here, you've essentially been straight up, and you've been straight up since January, right? January. So almost 2 full quarters. This thing has just been trucking to the upside. If I were you, I would be starting to look for some profit taking areas if you haven't taken profits yet. All right, when I do these things, the way I take these out is once they start getting a little bit extended, I will essentially take off half the position size, whatever I have on left, and just keep taking it off by half and moving my stop up with a trailing stop underneath the swing lows. Because if this thing does find resistance and get a massive pullback, you're like trading at exhaustion risk. Essentially the same thing as the crypto markets were doing. When you just go straight up for multiple quarters, essentially you're going to get a pretty nasty candle, a nasty pullback. It's impossible to know when that's going to happen. This is good. You definitely want to see big, strong, bullish candles like this. And since you haven't immediately reversed and taken out that high, it doesn't look like a bull trap. Could it be working on making a trappy trap? Yeah, it could be. It could be making a trap. So just be careful. It is extremely extended. Here are I think these are weekly levels. No, it must be monthly. Not even monthly. Yeah, this one was a monthly, straight up right through there. This one looks like it's a monthly Heath level right there. But that's still a pretty far piece away from near-term price. There's a 3-day. You know what I mean? You're going to find resistance on the smaller time frame charts pretty soon. Let's see what we got on the daily. Yeah, I mean, that's the closest on the daily. So, right there. So maybe look for that as your target and probably get ready for a nice pullback. Like I said, there's still a month left on this quarter, so it can keep going higher, but just be prepared, my friend. Be prepared. Both huge breakouts. Yeah. Hey, Heath from Pakistan. Welcome, Ahmad. PKR USD. Let's look at it. Well, it's not very traded. It looks like it's your currency. I don't know what's going on with this stuff. Let me see if I can get it. Oh, it's only on IDC, so this is the only chart I can see. It's going to be hard to find legitimate levels here because of this crazy price action, but there was one. And it looks like it's holding as support. You would use the bullish candles closing price. These are ticks, daily ticks. That's insane. Yeah, so far it's holding support. I can't really get you any legitimate levels, bro, because this is just a tick. One tick. It did have a wick up, but it's a tick. It just barely made a candle. See that? That's a tick. It's very hard, and ticks aren't legitimate price levels. I mean, it would be if it was a usual bullish candle, so watch that level first, 6482. You may find a bit of resistance there. You found support here, but the main thing to understand is you did make a new lower low. This is a higher high if this wick counts. Even if you go by candle bodies, you still made a higher high, but immediately rolled over. So, and then put in a lower low. So right now, the bears are in control. So that would be the first spot you want to look for possible pullback, or looking for possible short entries on smaller time frames. Right there. I mean, I don't know if I would take the short, but because it could still go higher. If you make a lower high, then you can look for short setups, as it will be at that point making a different trend on the daily. But that's pretty much all I see on that. Bitcoin seems really bullish short term. I'm pretty sure I did Bitcoin already because this comment's pretty high up to the top. Sol USDT says Dega Roberts. Binance took out capitulation low right there, same as ETH, but it looks almost like ETH as well because it did make a nice bullish push. Here was your resistance. You got a daily close above it. You have come down. There's nothing on the daily, no no heat levels or anything. That would have been it, but it's such a massive range candle, I wouldn't have wanted to use it, but it clearly held. Alright, so that bearish candle is going to be your demand zone because it's the last bearish candle before the bull trend took it out. This isn't a bull trend, but you know what I mean. You have made a higher low, so now what this needs to do is make a higher high. So you need a close above 34.98 before you can say that the trend has changed. All right. Right now it's still just a lower high. If you take out this low before you put in a new high, you're looking lower. All right. You're looking lower. But this could be a pullback. So watch this level right there. 29.57. As long as that holds on an 8-hour closing basis, you may be testing resistance again. All right. That's what I think looks like it wants to do. But I've been wrong before. So just if you do take this entry down here, make sure you wait on that 8-hour close. You got to make sure that close is above 29. If you get a close below, this is invalidated. You're going lower. All right. Good morning. I got EU falling back to 106. Let's go look at EU. Where's it at? 1106. My goodness, my friend. That must be a typo. 1106. Yeah, that's definitely a typo, bro. 101. Where is it? It's in here, right? No way, man. Why? It's bullish. I mean, yeah, it could. That's going to take like 6 years to play out. It's not going to happen anytime soon. Maybe that's just a typo. Yeah, okay, I see. It was a typo. 17. 17 looks better than 106. Yeah. All right. So, I mean, you're still looking for a massive trade, right? I got EU falling back to 101 entry at 1226. So you couldn't have entered it up here. I guess you're doing some kind of wave counts or something, like you're predicting areas that aren't even on the chart yet. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of advice, dude. I've tried literally every strategy under the map. I know Elliott Wave, I know it all. Every strategy that you can possibly think of, I've tried it. You know what I'm saying? When you start trying, like, even bat patterns and stuff like that, I mean, I'm not crapping on those strategies. I'm not at all. But for me, I just could never get any consistent results, because 90% of the time you're doing stuff like that. Stick to with price, what price is doing right now. As orders coming in the market is what's making these price move, right? Orders coming in right now, new market orders, new buys and new sells is what's affecting the price on Euro USD. So we know we have a resistance at one spot, 22431. We know it's resistance because price told us, right? We know it is. Here it is, right here. Let's get rid of that. We know it's resistance. We know it is. It will be tested. That's what price says. This is a demand zone. I mean, a supply zone. So unless you can get a close above that, yeah, you might be finding resistance now. But you're not looking for one spot 1.7. You're looking for this low first. That would be your first profit objective. From here to here, this is your next area of support. So if you do get long up here, you're taking profits at one spot 22008. That's what you're doing. And then you're moving your stop to break even. So that way, if you do get lucky and get downside continuation, you're riding it out with 1/3 of your position size. So if you do the math on that, that's essentially taking a swing trade with a 30 pip stop, which is a pretty nice position, because I've seen swing trades happen with 75 pip wide stops. So if you got a 75 pip wide stop, then obviously your position size is going to be much smaller. So if you figure out how to trade the way that I trade, I'm taking the maximum amount of leverage that I can, meanwhile only risking 1% of my total account's equity. So if I'm taking a 10 pip stop and I get going in the right direction at 2/3 of the position size, I take off profits, move stop to break even. That way, if I do get lucky and get that downside continuation, I'm essentially in a swing trade now with a 30 pip stop size position, if that makes sense. So it's still a fantastic size position to ride out a trade like that. No one ever knows if these things are going to trend. In fact, we've had nice trending markets in FX for the last 2 quarters, right? Here's January up here, straight down for the first quarter. Second quarter, 2021, straight up. Like, you can't get no better trending than that, right? Can't get no better. So expect some chop coming. Expect it. I mean, it is getting ready to be summertime too. The summertime doldrums. So I'm not trying to yell at you or talk down to you, but if you take this approach, my approach, you will find more consistency and more winning trades. And it's not going to keep you out of winning trades. My best trade of the year, the trade that made me the most money all year, was this trade right here, pound yen. My original target was here, but I was only targeting this wick as we were trading in this area of price. So this was the highest wick. This was my bullish target. So I entered here with a normal size, big levered position with a 10 pip stop. Once I hit my target, I took 2/3 of the position size off, moved my stop to break even, and look at this. I caught all of this with a 1/3 size position. A massive size position. Like, compared to any other swing trades position, that thing was a killer trade. And I just kept moving the stop up. Once we got up to here, I moved it up to here, like just barely. And then finally, once we got all the way up here, I already got paid so much on it, I didn't even care to be in it anymore, right? So I moved my stop all the way underneath that last bearish candle, and on this push lower took me out of the trade. Yes, this would have been nice to still be in for this, but damn, I'm not going to get greedy. You know what I'm saying? I don't even have to trade anymore this year because of that one trade. And that's all you need to become a profitable trader, guys. One fantastic trade a year will absolutely make your year. But you got to take a legitimate approach to the markets. You can't be looking at some crazy, insane stuff like that. Like, this thing didn't trend. Like, look here. Look at all this. If you were waiting for that move here, you got smoked. So occasionally you will get lucky and catch a nice trend. But don't look for that every time you take a trade. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get on a rant. Apologies, my friends. I just want you guys to be successful. I really do. I'm so sick of seeing the garbage on YouTube out there. It's painfully pathetic. Does Kip's Guitar ever join your live sessions? Coffee gained more than 10% since told us about an NCTM session before being shut up by Jordan. Would love to hear him present coffee long case. If you give me the ticker, I'll present coffee for you. Here, let me go see if I can find it. I don't know anything about Kips, guys. I can't say if he's a trader or not. I do not know him. I don't know what I'm assuming I'd be looking for the front month contract, but I just don't know what it is. Give me the ticker symbol for coffee and I will take a look at it for you. A 10% move's not that big of a move. I mean, it is in futures, obviously, but it's a fantastic move. But, I mean, yeah. Give me the ticker and I'll look it up for you, my friend. Oh, I just split it out. Where did it go? Oh my god. I'm way up. So, yeah, alright. TRX USD from Baked Benji. Let's go look at it. I'm not feeling that great this morning. I woke up all congested and sluggish. USD. Tron, you didn't say which one. So I don't want to look at it versus Kraken, because Kraken's got that nasty wick. So it was in an uptrend like most all crypto assets. Let's see how far this thing came off. 68%. Alright, so this is what we know. We took out the lows, made a lower high. Boom, there's your lower low. There's your downtrend. Alright. So basically here was your capitulation wick low. Right? Dead cat bounce. Boom, low smoked. This is now your support, because it's the lowest closing daily candle. That is your support level. Your highest closing bullish candle right there. You are inside of this range. Now the opening price of the bullish candle is a supply zone from leftover orders from this move. So this is why you get pullbacks into them. Generally, when I see them get breached like this with a strong close, either that's a bull trap or you are going to be testing this resistance. One of the two, right? One of the two. So now, since you did get that close, this becomes your new resistance right there. This was found probably on a 4-hour. Probably found a Heath level on a 4-hour or something. Well, no, I don't see nothing there. Or that 8-hour, right? Nope, not on this either. I don't know why it found support there. I mean, if you keep going down into smaller and smaller time frames, you'll find it. Yeah, so it is what it is. I mean, but anyways, let's go back to the daily. So you haven't made a higher high yet. You got to get above this to make a higher high. All right, so this is just a lower high in the grand scheme of things. So actually, if you throw a trend line on it, it's not looking as good as some of the other ones. You did technically get a break above it, but you're closing back down. But the price action looks okay, right? You made a new support zone. This will be your nearest support. This will be your ultimate support. So if price trades lower, this support will come in play first. All right? But as long as it stays closing above that bearish candle, this bearish candle, because it's now your near-term support for this leg of price, this is your support. If you get a daily closure below that, you're testing the close of the candle, and then your next support down here. So as long as you're closing above 0.71998, you can look for possible resistance test. Your Heath level is right here. This is why you're rejecting, right? So you're compressing, price is compressing into a tighter and tighter range. You're going to be watching Bitcoin and all the other assets trade in a range for the next couple weeks, possibly. So this range tends to be compressing. It is a higher low, but in order for this trend to be complete, or at least be able to call it so far a different or a new trend, is if this swing high gets taken out. Because then you will literally have a higher low and a higher high. And that's all you need for a new trend to be established. Now that doesn't mean that price is going to keep going higher. It just means you have made a higher high and a higher low. So you can look for bullish entries. But yeah, as long as it's compressing, I would give it a bit, because generally the longer it does compress, the bigger the spike's going to be, either up or down. It looks exactly the same as all the other crypto assets, my friends. Hoping for a Bitcoin dip. Bitcoin dipped, juice. Bitcoin dipped. Have you made analysis on US 500 yet? No, I have not. I don't trade it, so I generally don't ever look at it unless someone asks me to. Oh, are you talking about S&P 500? Right here. Yeah, it looks like it's going higher. I was absolutely wrong. I was looking for price to roll over and continue to make, sideways to down price action, and it's going higher. Right? This was a daily Heath level that I was watching, came up, tested it. So once I got this daily closure right at supply, I was not bearish anymore, because chances are this is going to get broke, right? That's the high probable setup. If it would have closed way down here, that would have been a rejection. But since it closed right at it, yeah, they bought it. Boom, there's your break. Another test. Boom, another break. So it's moving on up. Next resistance is going to be 42.34. Are you looking for buys right here? Absolutely not. The trade was down here, and this would be your exit. You're not looking for new bullish trades here, guys. All right? Because that is resistance. You will more than likely get a bounce to the downside from there. But what you can do is, at that point, you can then watch this bullish or bearish candles open. So once you get up here, a rejection, if price comes back down to 42.06, then you look for bullish entries, then you target that resistance. All right? But I mean, there's nothing else to be said. You're just a hop, skip, and a jump away from all-time highs on the S&P 500. I don't think the NASDAQ looks that good. I haven't looked at the NASDAQ in a minute. That's not it. This is it. Yeah, it's still off the highs a pretty good piece. It's struggling with this resistance right here. Right there. Looks like you're getting a daily break above it today, though. There it is. So what you'll be waiting for is you'll wait for this thing to find resistance, possible resistance at 13,919. Look for a pullback down back to this level, 13,709. Then you'll be looking for bullish entries as long as it holds. It has to hold as support. If you're taking request care to analyze coffee as well, please. Yes, Andre, I need the ticker to coffee because I don't trade commodities. So if you can give me the ticker to coffee, I will absolutely look at it for you. As long as you get it in before 6:30, because I got positions to manage. And I've got trades to look for. Hey man, hope all is good. Can you take a look at Zilvet? But for the long term, love your content. I'm on remote working and learning from you. Gotta love it. Let me just back up and make sure I didn't skip anything else. I've already looked at ETH, Cash. Yeah, alright, perfect. Where was that at? Zill. Alright, long term. You didn't say versus the dollar Bitcoin, so I'll look at it on Finex. Long term, it looks absolutely fantastic. This is log though. Let's get it off log. Because you did get several months to the upside. This is a terrible month, guys. Listen, I call it the way I see it. I'm never gonna sugarcoat nothing to you guys. I'm never gonna tell you bullshit. You know what I'm saying? If this doesn't look like a blow-off candle, I don't know what is. Like, I've never seen a blow-off candle if this isn't one. You literally smoked the high of this candle with this wick, and then took out that candle's low, this candle's low, and this candle. All in one. That is a blow-off. So, you're looking for a pullback probably. You know what I mean? I could see it trading all the way back up to 15 or 16 cents. Or maybe even 18. Well, let's put it down here on the 17 cents. But then you're probably looking for a rejection, right? But if not, like if you keep making higher highs, if you're holding it, and I'm assuming you are because you wanted a long-term analysis, if you're holding it without leverage, keep holding it, man. I don't see no problem with that. Even if it does come off of 90%, you just buy more if you're a long-term hodler. If you believe in the 4-year market cycles, then the next bear market low, you're going to look to buy more anyways, right? For the next 4-year bullish push. So right now, though, that's like everything else in crypto. It looks exactly the same. Big, nasty, nasty, nasty monthlies. Look at that. Damn it. Nasty. 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 That's nasty. Everything, man. It's all across the board. Disgusting. That's disgusting. Yeah, come on. No YouTubers called a blow off top yet but me. It's pathetic. Because they were all in agreement on 2017. And 2017 don't look nothing like now. Here's 2017's blow off top. Here's our blow off top. There's a big difference there. Big difference. You came off more than this entire price. From very start of Bitcoin to its all-time high. This candle fell more than that. Just to put it into perspective. This is 19K up to the high. This thing dropped what? 40, damn near 30K. Terrible. Terrible, guys. And then VET. Sorry, I get on these rants. VET. I don't know what that nastiness was, but it's basically doing the same thing. You came down, found support at a demand zone, and now you're pushing higher. So you did make a new higher resistance because this was resistance. You got a daily closure above that. So then you came in and tested your demand zone and it held. Buyers bought it. So now you're testing it again. You're going in for a new test of this resistance though. Because once you took out this resistance with this close, this became your resistance candle. So now you're looking for 0.13313, this level right here. Got to get a daily closure above that. Next area that you're probably going to look for a resistance test would be 15. Then look for that pullback, right? It doesn't have to be old resistance. It could possibly be wherever this thing closes. That could be the next area to look for lower high or higher low support. Looking for bullish entries targeting this level. It looks okay, but I keep saying it over and over again. It looks exactly the same as most of these assets. None of them looks fantastic, guys. None of them. I mean, Matic did look better than the rest of them because it did have a pullback. I mean, it lost 78% and then came all the way back to within 13% off the highs. So Matic left bear market territory, went right back into bull market territory, right? And now it's back down 33%. So Matic looks the best compared to these charts. Any of these charts that I have. It might not look better than all of them, but any of these, it looks the best as far as repair. Smash the like. Thank you very much. Can you please take a look at ADA? Yeah, let me see if you ever did give me coffee. Because if I'm not looking at the bottom, I won't see the coffee sync. And I don't see it. Alright, so they maybe left because they didn't like the fact. I don't know. Like I said, if I don't trade your asset, I do not know its ticker. So ADA, Where's it at? I know I got it. There it is. 80A, capitulation wick, did not take it out. So that's good, right? Ethereum and a few other ones did take out the capitulation wick low, but Bitcoin didn't. Bitcoin, this one didn't either. So you immediately traded right back up into resistance. So this was your capitulation, your dead cat bounce. This is where it found resistance and it traded back down. The fact that you went straight back up into that resistance with just in a few days is fantastic. All right, it's good. That means people are trying to buy it back. And or whoever got short here was only aiming for this candle's close, right? Exit their positions, plus with some new buying, you get these moves. However, it's still just sideways. You need to get a break above 180, this level here. All right, this is still the resistance because this candle did not close above it. You did get a wick through it, but you closed beneath it. And it did close right at the level, so I would have been looking for bullish entries. I just wouldn't have been looking all the way down here. But it's very volatile. Like, it doesn't seem volatile to you guys because you're a little bit anxious and you're ready for your favorite crypto to just start making 10x's again. So you're a little bit on edge and also a little bit impatient. But the size of these candles is massive. Massive. All right, if you just go back to over here, look at how big those daily ranges are compared to these. This is a lot of volatility. It is easy to get wrecked in this because it is moving a lot. It's also the reason why range traders love it, right? Loving it because they can take smaller position size because the volatility is jacked up and they can get bigger moves just inside of chop. They can get a big move. So yeah, you need to get that high, right? I don't see a bullish entry here. You're right at resistance. If anything, I'd be watching for a possible short back down to this area. 1.50. 1.50. You need a close above. If you get a wick through and then a close back below, that's not good. Then that just means they were just taking out this liquidity, sitting up here, and it's probably heading lower. Need that close. Need it if you're bullish. You longed 126 to 117. I'm not sure which asset you're talking about. I'm sorry. I forgot. Alright. It's a typo. I read the following comment. Oh. I got, so Euro, you bought Euro at 117. Baked Benji. Fantastic. That's fantastic. You took profit at 121. Yes, that's fantastic. That is awesome. That's fantastic trading, my friend. Fantastic trading. Did you go over Bitcoin? I did at the beginning of the session, Tara. I longed oh, that's still Benji, yeah. That's a fantastic trade, Benji. WTF, are you crypto face? I don't know what that means. Hey, please take a look at, oh, silver. Yeah, let's go look at it real quick. So it looks like gold, basically, yeah, this was nasty, right? Just nasty chop sideways back down here. This was April, the beginning of your second quarter. This is the very beginning of the second quarter. So you've been seeing a straight bullish push off that low. That was your quarter low. This is your quarterly opening range. It's making a push higher. I don't want to buy it up here because you're in resistance in it. You were in it, but then you broke out, but still you're like, this section of prices choppy and sideways. These are dailies. So this has been going on for a couple weeks, right? It's unable to get that closure. I mean, you got it there, but yeah. So what I want to see is a pullback, like down to 26.92, possibly lower, possibly 26.12, somewhere down in here to look for bullish entries, aiming for this ultimate resistance up there. People are buying it here, but you stand a chance of just it falling off the face of the planet. It's been going straight up, right, for a whole quarter straight up. It's had pullbacks, yes. It's been methodical, nice. It's what you want to see. It's like a perfect trend almost beautiful, right? So, I mean, I wouldn't be looking to buy it up there. I would want to pull back down to lower prices. Like 26.50 would be a good spot for me to look for bullish entries. Then I would be targeting 29 because it just makes the risk to reward better. If you try to get long now, targeting this wick, especially on a green day, you stand a chance on getting whipped out. So I just don't see an entry on it. Gold is the same thing. Gold looks exactly the same. It looks a little better, but I mean, as far as it's trading at highs, right? Look at that. Need a pullback. I'm looking for a pullback to 1837, 1837.48 on gold, as that would be a fantastic place to buy. Looking for a bullish move to continue for the rest of this quarter up to 1958. Good morning, Janet. No, Sella, I don't take the CTM entries. I only trade my style. Alright, that's all I do. I've been trading that way for a long time. Guys, I met Jordan basically because YouTube recommended his channel to me when he first started his YouTube channel. And then I listened to him and I love what he stood for. I love the fact that he's a godly man, that he's a family man. Normally when people are selling stuff, it instantly turns me off of them, but Jordan was a little bit different, as he's not trying to teach people how to get rich, and he's changed a lot of people's lives in catching the Bitcoin bull run. I was skeptic on Bitcoin back then. So me and Jordan became friends, and I've just been sticking with him the whole time. He created the chat room. The day he created the chat room, I entered it. So like, we've been together ever since he started his channel. But I don't trade the way he trades. I do not trade the way he trades. I know how he trades and I can help teach people to trade that way, but I don't. It's not that it doesn't work. I am a narrow-minded guy. Let's say that. I want to look for entries where I can throw out a 10 pip stop loss. If you know, in some CTM entries, you're going to have like a 70 or an 80 pip stop loss. It's just not my style. It's just not my style. I like to be in and out. Let me know if I'm right or wrong quick. So, but I mean, it's a fantastic trading style. It's designed to get you in the trend. So I have no flaws with it at all. No flaws, my friend. It's a fantastic strategy. And let me go back up here because I seen something else. XRP. Alright, I already did ETH and all those other ones. If I get time tonight, guys, I'll throw in some chapters. I know people love them. It's just, I don't have much time. I answer a lot of questions and other things, so I just try to do as much as I can. XRP's looking droopy. It looks droopy. You're not even above the Heath level. You are still unable to get above that demand zone. I mean supply zone. 106.058. This was the capitulation, but you taking out that low. Right? Then you traded up into this. Boom, came down, found support. Now you're back in it. So is it gonna break? It's possible, but your next spot to look for resistance is right above you. 1.18 right there. So, but it would be good because you would be making a higher high than this high, but you need to make a higher high than this high before it can be classified as a higher high, because this is a lower high. So, I mean, it is still a high, so you have taken it out. This is a higher low. So far you have made a slight uptrend, but nothing major. So what you want to do is throw a small trend line on your chart right here. Just use that wick low, use that wick. Boom. Don't want to see it trade below that trend line, as that is a bear flag, right? So you need a daily closure above 118 for it to look more constructive. Came off a lot like everything else. VRAUSDT, KuCoin. All right. Yeah, that's a nice bullish move. Right into that. So far you're rejecting. You want to see it close up close to that level. That would maintain its bullishness. This doesn't mean it's rejecting. On a smaller time frame, this is just a pullback. Boom. So for your intraday range, right there, you're pulling back to the 618 right now, intraday, which is a fantastic entry for day trading. All right. Here's your intraday chart. Bullish push. Boom. You're making a pullback. 618 test. You got to hold it. If you come all the way back down to here, then you're taking a chance on losing this aggressive bullishness. You don't want to see that. If you see that, then technically you can still catch support somewhere, but at that point the day trade ain't working anymore. You know what I mean? You have to wait for tomorrow's daily range to be put in, looking for that entry. But it looks good. That looks good. Definitely want to see it close above this resistance today at best. Definitely gotta get that close. If you don't, this is just a lower high, and they sold into it, unfortunately. And it's just been making lower low after lower low. There was support till this one, and now this one's taking it out. So support's all the way down to 12 cents, or sorry, 0.1243, all the way down here. But this looks good. Make sure you get that closure today. So just watch it, look at today at the end of the day, see where it closed. Then if it closes up in there, what I'm saying is you can look for higher low support again, looking for bullish entries. But you're taking an against the trend trade. Anytime you're taking bullish entries, and when you have a downtrend that is in fact been established, you are against the trend. All right. You are the very best, no jazz, just the meat. Yeah, there's no reason for me to sugarcoat or any beat around the bush, guys. What are your entries requirements? There's a bunch, there's a lot of stuff that I look for. I'm mainly watching daily and 8-hour levels, and then I go into smaller time frame charts as I'm looking for a daily range to expand or decline. If I'm looking to short an asset, I want to see a daily range expansion to the downside. So I go inside of that daily candle and look for intraday areas to look for shorts or longs. My trading style and psychology works with your style and advice. That's good. Lisa Holden, it's Baby D1, you're poor, I won't send you a dime. What's going on? Is someone asking for money in here? I didn't see it, or I'd have bounced them. Yeah, don't do that. Oh, I got you. Where's it at? Send me to him. I kicked him. Alright guys, I gotta lock it up. Alright, I went a little bit over. I still got a lot of stuff to do before the New York session opens up. Always gotta do this. Always, as it's important. Just give me one moment here. Gotta get it. Alright, always gotta say thank you so much to the channel member and Patreons, guys. I don't shield this stuff because I don't expect anybody to do it, but I appreciate it, as it tells me that they appreciate what I'm doing. So that's basically why I keep doing this stuff. If you have any questions or comments, or if I forgot your ticker, just drop it in the comment section of this video when it posts to YouTube, and I'll do my best to look at it for you and at least answer your question. I try to answer every single question. I'm getting more and more of them as the channel is growing. I do not mind it, but just have a little patience with me. I will get around to answering it. And with that being said, guys, make sure you trade safe, make sure you trade smart, and happy trading, everybody.